GBarney from Instagram. She is live. She is happening. Just started working at the Phoenix Salon Suites. We're here at her salon. It's a beautiful salon. I'll show it to you guys on this channel. Just barely graduated. What?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and she's been rocking it. She's come to our shop many times. You watch the YouTube videos from Young Yells? Fantastic.
Every week.
Good. Fantastic. So, tell everybody your real name.
Graciela.
See?
Spelled with Z's, just to confuse you.
Fantastic. So, you're a nail tech out of Huntington Beach now. You've been in business for 2 years, you said?
Yeah. Well, on my own for really the last 4 months.
Last 4 months. Wow.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I just kind of got
Fantastic.
fed up of working for other people and said, I'm going to make this happen.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That seems to be the trend, right? Lately, a lot of people, especially with the new law now, with the way that things are going with the commission thing, people are just like, screw it. Instead of doing the commission thing, it's practically illegal now. So
I've been commission. I've been an employee working hourly. I've had a lot of empty promises and a lot of shops that aren't willing to keep up with just regular state board standards or best practices. And I absolutely refuse to lower my standards to meet anybody else's. That's
another thing I didn't think about. Having a place where you can work that's safe for not only yourself, but your clients, and a place that actually follows I know we were talking before about the shady things that some owners do in their businesses to try to get over that commission thing that they're talking about with the new law. And so some of the nail techs are just saying, screw it, I'm just going to go on my own. The crazy thing is it happened at a perfect time because now you have Phoenix Salon Suites. You have the Optima I just saw down the street.
Isn't that crazy?
I didn't even know that existed. It's right in the same shopping center. So that's how big this thing is happening. Where nail techs, not only nail techs, but also hairdressers, barbers, they're all going on their own. So a lot of them are just going on their own and doing their own thing without having to worry about the owner or the different commission laws, just doing it themselves, keeping the costs really low. And it's just a great way to go, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It's really helping a lot. And these suites always do a lot to help you get your business started too. There's a lot of things that they can do to help make it easy for you to start your own business. Phoenix, I've gone to a few different ones. Phoenix is the one that I really found a home in. It's the nicest one that I saw. And then on top of that, they did the most for me, saying, you're a new business, here's what we can do for you.
That's amazing. So give me an example. What are some of the things that they do?
Sometimes you'll get 2 weeks free.
Wow.
Sometimes
bonus.
You'll get decorating like $200 to throw towards your first week's rent. So from when I signed my lease, this is me personally, it doesn't mean everybody across the board, I actually had a whole month to rack up as much as I can, and I was able to squirrel away a month's rent for myself.
Wow, that is incredible. A month is, it's...
Yeah, so I'm starting ahead of the game. I still haven't actually paid my first rent. That'll be this upcoming weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's just barely going to blaze. And
yeah.
Look,
and I've been busy enough.
And you've been busy enough to cover it, right?
Yep.
Covered. Done. Fantastic. And so you've been in licensed nail tech for 2 years. Where'd you go to school at?
Advanced Beauty College.
Advanced Beauty College. I tell you guys what, that's one of the best schools in the country to go.
It really is.
Tam, Lynn, their whole staff over there, Patrick, Darren.
Lupe is amazing.
Lupe, shout out to Lupe. The teachers out there are amazing. I was just with Lynn actually yesterday. We were at with Orangewood Foundation.
Oh, at Samueli.
That's right down the street from my house. You know where that's at?
It's down
by
the
your
street
house?
from my house.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude. So it's a charter school.
Right.
And I thought it was just for the foster kids because Orangewood Foundation, of course, is foster kids. But they actually, a lot of kids from just the community are going to that school. Low income kids. Being able to go to this high-tech school.
It's really nice. I haven't been inside, But from the outside, it's really nice, and I can see that they're making improvements right now as we speak, actually.
Yeah, they're doing a ton of construction. They're actually eventually going to be building living quarters for the kids that don't have homes.
That's wonderful.
And the stuff in there is better than the public school by far. I mean, the technology that they have in that school is incredible. But yeah, so I mean, that's the type of thing that Advance does. It's an amazing school. How did you feel? I'm assuming you're Caucasian, right?
Very.
Very Caucasian, you know.
That and half Mexican, but I don't
Half
look
Mexican, see, so you're Mexican. So, I mean, how did you feel? I mean, most of the students at Advance are Vietnamese. How did you feel
Right.
going to the school?
It was a little bit challenging. I'm not going to lie about that.
Sure.
There was a little bit of segregation. It's very cliquey in that way.
Sure.
I think that'll happen between any large group of people when you've got different nationalities and cultures that are trying to come together and learn. But the education was absolutely top notch.
Wow. Yeah, I think that even though there's a lot of Vietnamese students at that school, the quality and the professionalism that you have at Advanced Beauty College, it doesn't phase you, right? Am I right?
No, they always make sure that they teach in English. I was honestly about one of 5 or 6 people in my class, and it was a fairly large class.
5 or 6 people
that spoke English.
That spoke English. Okay.
There were people that did not speak any English, really.
Wow.
And they made sure that they always taught both ways. If you had questions, they were very available to you to go and ask. Overall, though, school's going to be whatever you make of it.
Right.
That's any school, vocational or otherwise. If you want to learn and you want to be present, that's what you've got to do, and you're going to come out with great grades and great performance and a great skill set.
That's amazing. That's incredible. The reason why I ask is because I know I talk to Tam and the crew all the time, and they do so much for the Vietnamese community.
They do. They do a ton.
A ton of stuff over the years with helping the Vietnamese community, helping people that have come in from Vietnam and try to get employment, try to get them their license. Going as far as, like, I was talking to him about, like, he's talking about teaching them English. Helping them learn English and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember I picked up a couple of Vietnamese words because I would just say, how do you say this? How do you say this?
Cool.
And just ask students that I know could speak both languages or the teachers to help me out because I wanted to try to bridge the gap. And they would do the same thing. They'd be like, well, explain this word. Or they'd show me something in the textbook to try to explain it to them.
That's amazing. That's just the heart of the school. I know Tam's heart is about not just the Vietnamese community. We've talked a lot about diversity and trying to bring more people from different cultures into the school, and his heart is right there wanting to do that. He's just constantly talking about that. We're trying to figure out ways to do that as we speak, just to have all the different cultures where it's not just Vietnamese, but African American, Mexicans, Caucasians, and it's happening right now. So it's really cool to see, and it's going to be awesome in the future to see that school just grow. It is, again, one of the top schools in the country to go to. It is an amazing school, Advanced Beauty College. I'll put the link down in the video feed as well. When you thought about going out on your own after you graduated school, so you graduated school, one of the top schools again in the industry, you graduated school, you went right into salon?
Yeah, I did. 2 weeks after I got my license, because I chose to take a 2-week break, I actually had interviews the day after I got my license.
Wow. Right after the day after.
Yeah, the day after I had my state board, I had 5 interviews lined up. So I was out there, I was hitting the pavement, and the only reason that happened is because I just started Googling people and making phone calls for the type of places that I wanted to work in.
Wow.
So I decided to give myself a couple weeks to kind of just adjust to life again because I was studying so hard and constantly. I did school in 10 weeks.
10 weeks?
Yeah, I did 12-hour days at ABC.
12-hour days.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Get it done and get out of there.
So I just jumped right into a salon. It was Vietnamese owned, but it's on the higher end, and it's located in Costa Mesa.
Cool. And then as you went through the couple years that you were working in a salon, you talked a little bit about how why you wanted to transition into what we have now, where we're at right now, with your own space, your own business, your own name on the sign. Tell us a little bit more about what it went into those thoughts. Like when you're first saying, you know what, I don't want to be working with 10 nail techs or 15 nail techs or five hairdressers and maybe 3 massage therapy people in a big old giant place where maybe nobody even knows me, I'm in the back. What were some of the thoughts that you were thinking when you started to think about the transition into your own business at a Phoenix Salon Suites?
So I went from working in a salon, and I did a few different ones, a few different types of employment, and then working at more or less a beauty bar where I was booth renting, and still not happy, and which is where we had talked about it last time. And really, I just wanted to be able to do what I wanted, use the products that I think are best to use, and get to do a little bit of everything and not be working for slave wages. Realistically, most of the time, if you're working not so much hourly salons can actually pay really well if you don't mind the fact that you will be booked solid, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But you're only going to be working for those tips. So
Right.
if you're good with that, if that covers your bills and you are happy, do it.
And you have work every single day, right?
Most days. I mean, some days you'd sit and you'd start cleaning shelves.
Yeah.
But you were getting paid to
But
do
you were
it.
getting paid to do it. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody today, and they're like telling me about how one of the salon owners was telling me how they give people a wage just like any other job.
Must be piece rate.
And it's actually just, some places were just like minimum wage, whatever the minimum wage was in that state. But then what was cool is they would give them like bonuses and stuff. So say they upcharge or something like that, they would call it a bonus. But what was really cool, and I thought about this, is one of the biggest fears I see out there with nail techs is that when they do start out, when they're first starting out, they might be at a salon where they're just waiting on walk-ins. And so they don't have any consistent clientele, which equals zero money, right? So they're not making any money at all. As opposed to if you first start out and you get into a place where you, like you said, you're getting a wage, you're guaranteed to get paid. Yeah, you're sitting there still, but at least you're getting paid. So it's kind of a cool situation at first when you're first starting out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be really helpful. I was able to build some clientele. It was mostly shop clientele. Some people stayed with me, some people didn't. That's okay. For example, here today, it was a walk-in day for me. I sat and I cleaned and I made sure that my shop is 100% up to state board standards, and just busied myself with that. Did a lot of work on Instagram, built the business from the other end instead of just working as a technician, because it does take a lot of time both ways. That being said, next week I'm pretty booked up.
Wow.
So it depends, and you just kind of have to be willing to go with it that way. I'm lucky that my husband really supports me, not necessarily financially, but in the fact that I may need help here or there, and he's there to help me out. He's a barber, he gets it, he knows what it's like to be in this industry. And I think having a support system around you, people that say you got this for the days that you're not so sure, is really important. 100%.
You got to have that support. I believe that strongly. It's sometimes that's another challenge for a nail tech, is the husband's like, what, you're doing nails? Like, that doesn't even make any money, but they have no idea how much cash can
And for
flow.
me, it was my husband's idea that I did this at
That's
all.
amazing.
I was working in corporate America.
You can't beat that. You can't beat that. That's amazing. So this is GBarney Nails again, guys. Check her out on Instagram. She's about to blow up here in Huntington Beach, off, what is that, Magnolia right there?
Brookhurst and Adams.
Brookhurst and Adams in Huntington Beach at the Phoenix Salon Suites. Check her out. I hope this helped. It's great to hear from an actual nail tech, an actual person that's been to not only nail school, but she actually tried to be in a salon situation. You see the new trend. You see how we're moving into the salon suites. A lot of nail techs moving into the salon suites, doing their own thing. It's a cool trend, and I hope to see you guys and talk to you soon. We out.
Bye.